Michigan. Mr. Huizenga is now recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and Secretary Yellen, good to see you again. I'm going to touch on a couple of things real quickly. I wanted to make sure I heard correctly, though. I think you had answered to an earlier question. The PGA and LIV agreement is something that Treasury is planning to look at. I know you're not going to get into specifics of it, but is it something that is going to be subject to CFIUS review?
Well, again, I'm not allowed to talk about any specific matter before CFIUS. There are very strict rules about that. But
let me clarify. Does it seem to fit the general parameters of what CFIUS typically is reviewed?
If there are national security risks, then the answer is yes. CFIUS looks at
and the definition of national security
risks.
risk is well vetted and well understood?
I believe it is, yes.
Okay. All right, I'll leave it at that for right now. I did want to touch quickly as well on the debt ceiling, something you had brought up in the close of your opening. It was June 1st deadline that you initially gave Congress and everybody else to reach the borrowing authority, that when you were going to reach it. That then moved to the 5th. Others who have been involved in Treasury speculated that it could have been well beyond June 5th. I'm curious, was there actual analysis done by the Treasury to determine this date, and what changed? Or was this artificially manufactured? I mean, in all fairness, you took Congress to task about not taking this to the brink. And in all fairness, the White House, and specifically the President, ignored Kevin McCarthy, the Speaker, for nearly 100 days after he said he was going to have negotiations with him. So it would just seem to me that if the White House recognizes that that's not a good brinksmanship, trying to apply that to Congress, why didn't the President take your advice?
I'm sorry, there's nothing political whatsoever about the information and advice that I have given to Congress about when our resources would be exhausted.
So do you have any insight as to why the President didn't negotiate for 100 days?
In early January, I indicated that we felt confident our resources could last until the beginning of June.
Okay. All right, I'm going to move on. I did reclaiming my time. I did read the statements. You had said June 1st or the following weeks, at which then tightened up, and that's fine. That's not what we're here today about.
It was consistent with outside
reclaiming my
forecasts.
time on this, because I do want to hit on the International Development Finance Corporation as well, but I am also going to say repeat something to you that I've repeated to every other person from this administration and, frankly, the last administration. Congressional oversight is vital to the work that we do. I happen to chair the Oversight and Investigation Subcommittee this particular Congress, and it is necessary to reiterate our constitutional requirement and standing and obligation that we ask for and receive information that is going to help us do that job. We have sent, this committee and my subcommittee specifically, has sent you 4 requests to provide specific documents and information with respect to the March 2023 bank failures, as well as Treasury's role in the digital asset space. I know the ranking member brought up the bank failures, so it seems to me fair game. The first set of requests are important to help this committee understand both Treasury and FSOC's role in the bailout of both Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, and specifically the use of systemic risk exception. To date, we have received what I would generously call limited information from your staff. For example, in response to our March request, we received a copy of the FSOC meeting minutes from March only after they were publicly published on Treasury's website. Frankly, we don't need your help. We've got that. And frankly, it's a waste of your time and whoever's reviewing this and your staff's time, and it therefore, Madam Secretary, wastes our time. So let's get beyond the games of sending back and forth publicly available information and actually get to our constitutional oversight role. Will you provide and commit to me, provide the underlying records of the published meeting minutes, including draft minutes and notes from the March 12 and March 24 FSOC meetings regarding the bank failures? This is what we had been asking.
we've provided, there are now minutes in the public
No,
domain.
yeah, the minutes that are in the public, and you didn't send them until after they were available in the public. I want to know the
Because they need
draft
to be
minutes,
approved by the
the
committee.
draft minutes and the notes.
The gentleman's time has expired.